Okay, so what we got on the bars here, they're on, they look good, but since they don't have any dimples in them or indents for where the wiring goes, what you got here is the wire goes right straight out of the side of the switch. Well, usually there's an indent in the bar where the wire fits up into, but these bars don't have that. So there's no way to, the wires have to run through the housing here, through the both the master cylinder and the clutch perch. Usually right up underneath, right about here. So what I do is I'll take the clamp and bolt the clamp on here, and then die grind out a little trough in the middle there with like a half-inch die grinder, just enough to clear it. And then you can move it. You can move the settings wherever you want them. You see, I got the master cylinder down quite a bit over there. Actually, you probably can't see it. So, got my new seat on there too. It came in today after being in customs for the past 30 days or whatever. What I got is the master cylinder's pointed down a little bit, which is about where I like it. So I'll have to grind this one out too. And when you put this master cylinder on, you're gonna have to check clearance between clip-on. And since I got this headlight bracket on here, pretty damn close to where the brake line's going to go, so we'll have to check that too. You know, I might need to move the headlight down or whatever a little bit, but we'll find out. So we're going to take these off and grind the clamps on them so the wires will fit up underneath there. But that's about where we're at right there. And I do have a little bit of movement up and down on it, slightly. Probably about right there is right good. Probably right there. I like to have my fingers where I can pop them over the lever fairly quickly. A lot of people will have it up here and they end up fouling their fingers on the brakes when in an emergency. You're taking an additional time to get your fingers over the brake lever. I like it just down slightly where I can go right on it. Let me whip this off here and we'll start die grinding that crap off. Just a nice little trough. All right, we're all set up here. Let's grind these things out. Cut them out. Now this is kind of a do a little bit and then we'll check the fit. And then we'll do a little bit more and check the fit on one. Just make sure you're grinding the right side, the correct side. So I'm going to do the clutch perch first. So I'm doing the bottom right down here. Under there and see how much we got out of there. I'm not trying to take out a whole lot, just enough so it doesn't pinch the wiring harness. Now a better setup than this would be to use some non-factory clamps, non-factory master cylinder. You know, use like a nice remote canister front master cylinder there, radial type. But I'm working with what I got, so we're just doing that. Although it would be cooler to do some really snacky booty stuff, but the bolt a little bit. Now, if I remember the last time I did one, I used to get into that bolt all the time. And as a gauge, we should be fairly close. All right, that was successful on the clutch perch there. I'll show you in a minute. We'll go ahead and do the master cylinder now. Now I'll have to give this a good cleaning before we actually put it on here permanently. I need to lube the pens. You guys should be lubing these pens right here anyway, at least once a year. Just a little never sees on them. All right, let's go see if this thing fits. I need to put my brake line back on here. I can get it in there between master cylinder here. Might have to slide this off a little bit. I've got it slid up on there pretty good, so let me move it back and see how much room I got here. Now, if you have to slide them off the bar a little bit, that's cool. You can slide them off slightly. Isn't going to hurt it any. Just so at least the bars will be even where the grips are, as far as the grips and the throttle are concerned. Now we're about a ½ inch off the end here. We need to clearance this, I don't know, I'll see. Might need to clearance this bracket here in the center. It's got a little bar right there. I could probably put a notch in it, but we'll see. That's it for right now. Let me see if I can get my clutch cable back in here. I did have to reroute my clutch cable up in between the bars here. Just because even with a shorter cable, it would have put too much of a bend on it. You don't want to bend up your clutch cable. You can't help it. Makes it kind of hard to pull the lever in. Straight swooping lines as you can get on the clutch cable or throttle cables, the better. I like them to really snap back, especially throttle cables, and I don't like my clutch cable inordinately hard. I don't think anybody does. Kind of upset your handling if you're cranked over in the corner. If you're cranked over in the corner and you go to pull the clutch in and you're having to really yank on it to move the bars. Probably going to have to slide that headlight mount down maybe an inch. Can't quite get the clutch in the master cylinder just right. That clutch cable needs to go down. Front brake is pretty good. Clutch cable needs to go down quite a bit. So I'm going to have to slide that headlight mount down on both sides. I just preliminarily put it on there just to get an idea. But it needs to go down. Plus, when I put the speedo in there, probably going to be pretty close right there. So we'll slide that thing down. But as far as the levers being on there and the switch housings, pretty good. Just have to decide on what grips we're going to get, and I'll let him pick out the grips that he wants. We'll do the speedo mount here, just out of a 1/4 inch plate, aluminum. We'll put the ignition switch right here, and I'll put an oil light probably right here next to the ignition switch on either side or right in front of it. Don't know yet. Oil idiot light. But that's it for putting the master cylinder clutch perch in without having to modify the bars. Just modify the perch in the master cylinder to get the wires underneath of them. So that's it for that. I hope it's time for me to go eat some lunch and eat a little snack and drink some coffee and edit some video. Hope you guys all have a good weekend coming up. I don't know if we're going to get any hurricane or not. We don't need any more up here, but you don't know which way it's going to go. Sometimes it looks like it's going out in the Atlantic and it'll actually come back in, and sometimes it'll just go out to sea and dissipate. Hopefully that's what happens. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Everybody have a good week. Take care.